Shakira is the most successful Latin American singer on the world pop scene. A songwriter, a philanthropist, and just a wonderful person. Today we'll tell you how Shakira reached the heights of fame and became a favorite of the public, thanks to her talent and hard work. Shakira, how the Colombian pop diva lives and how she spends her millions. Shakira Isabel Mebarak Ripoll was born on February 2, 1977, in the Colombian city of Barranquilla into a wealthy family. The future pop diva's father, William, is Lebanese, and her mother, Nydia, has Spanish and Italian roots. The future star is the only child in the family, but she has 8 half-brothers and sisters from her father's previous marriages. Shakira grew up a gifted child. At 1.5 years old, she knew the alphabet. At 3, she could read and write. And at 4, she was completely ready for school. The parents were proud of their daughter's achievements, so they decided to have her abilities tested by specialists, who after a series of studies, concluded that the girl was a child prodigy. Looking ahead, it is worth noting that Shakira's IQ is currently 140, which is an indicator of genius and a record among the stars of world pop music. In addition, she speaks 6 languages. The father owned a jewelry store, and in his spare time, he wrote various stories. He passed down his talent to Shakira, and at 4, she wrote her first poem. And at 7, she asked her parents to buy her a typewriter. Many of the girl's works form the basis of the now famous tracks. She was also fond of painting, so her parents predicted that their daughter would either become a great writer or an artist, but they were wrong. One day, 4-year-old Shakira found herself with her father in an ethnic restaurant, where a dancer performed a belly dance to Oriental motifs. The girl was so impressed by what she saw that she climbed onto the table and started repeating the moves, which caused a round of applause among the guests. Having received incredible pleasure from public attention, she decided she would become a performer. Shakira studied at a Catholic school, and as early as elementary school, took part in creative activities. At the same time, the girl enrolled in the school choir, although she didn't attend it for long, since the choir conductor once said that her singing was like the bleating of a goat. Fortunately, Shakira didn't give up and began to practice singing and dancing with even greater enthusiasm. At 8, the girl wrote the first song, Tus gafas oscuras, Your Dark Glasses, and dedicated it to her father, who wore dark glasses for years to hide his grief over his eldest son's death. It is worth noting that William is a wonderful father who spares neither time nor money for raising his children. However, for Shakira to learn to appreciate what she had, the man once took her to a local park to show how orphans live there. What she saw remained in her memory forever, and she decided that when she became famous, she would help those in need. She kept her word, but more on that later. At 10, Shakira won her first talent show, after which she started getting invites to various events in her hometown, where she earned initial public recognition. At one of the competitions, theater producer Monica Ariza spotted her and decided to promote the young talent. Monica organized auditions for the girl, and one of them was a success. The Colombian division of Sony Music signed a contract with 13-year-old Shakira. The singer's debut album, titled Magia, was released in 1991 and consisted of 9 songs written by Shakira. Even though the album was not commercially successful, the singer gained popularity at home. At that time, the young girl fell in love for the first time. Her partner was a neighborhood boy, Oscar Prado, but after several years, the feelings gradually died down. In February 1993, Shakira represented Colombia at a music festival in Chile, where she took 3rd place. Interestingly, one of the judges was 20-year-old Ricky Martin, who gave his vote to the girl. In March of the same year, the singer's second album, Peligro, was released, which turned out to be a commercial failure, just like the previous one. At that time, Shakira was disappointed in herself and decided to take a break from her music career to finish school. Since then, her first albums have been discontinued and are now considered not official, but rather promotional. After graduating from school, Shakira moved with her mother to the Colombian capital, Bogota. In 1994, she got the lead role in the series El Oasis, a Colombian reinterpretation of Romeo and Juliet, and even performed the title song of the telenovela. By the way, this was not Shakira's first appearance on the screen. She had previously had cameo roles in various TV series. At the same time, Sony planned to terminate the contract with the singer, but she presented the song Donde Estás Corazón, which instantly became a hit. And after that, Sony decided to give Shakira another chance and finance her third album, Pies Descalzos, which was released in 1995 in Latin America and a year later in the USA. The album skyrocketed to the top of the charts and sold more than 5 million copies. It included 11 songs, among which was the single Estoy Aquí.
Ahora estoy aquí, queriendo convertir los campos en ciudad.
In 1996, the singer went on an international tour and became the first Colombian to conquer the world. In the same year, Shakira received awards in the categories Album of the Year, Video of the Year, and the Best New Artist at the Billboard Latin Music Awards. In 1997, it became known that the singer was dating actor Osvaldo Rios. The lovers hid their relationship and practically didn't appear together in public. Even though the couple was called the most beautiful in Latin America, their relationship lasted only 8 months. Interestingly, at that time, Shakira was offered the role of Elena in The Mask of Zorro, which she refused, thinking she didn't speak English well enough. As a result, the role went to actress Catherine Zeta-Jones. In 1998, the singer's fourth album, Donde Están los Ladrones, was released, the title of which translates to Where Are the Thieves? Shakira came up with it after an incident at an airport when unknown people stole most of her belongings, including new song lyrics, which forced her to start working on the album from scratch. The album reached number 131 on the Billboard 200 chart and held first place in the US Latin Albums chart for 11 weeks. Among the 11 compositions, the song Ciega, Sordomuda was the most popular, especially among girls who started imitating Shakira's style by braiding their hair just like her. Since then, it has sold over 7 million copies worldwide and 1.5 million in the US alone, making the record one of the best-selling albums in Spanish in the States. In 1999, Shakira was nominated for a Grammy for the first time in the category Best Latin Rock or Alternative Album, and also the MTV Video Music Award in the category Favorite International Artist for the song Ojos Así, which she won. With the same song, the pop diva performed at the Latin American Grammy ceremony, where she was nominated in 5 categories, 2 of which she won. At that time, not only her music career was gaining momentum, but also her personal life. In 2000, Shakira began dating lawyer Antonio de la Rua, the son of the then president of Argentina. He became not only the singer's lover, but also her business manager. In 2001, Shakira released a live album recorded during her performance on MTV Unplugged, which sold 5 million copies. The commercial success was also solidified by the Grammy Award in the category Best Latin Pop Album. After reaching such heights, the singer decided to conquer the international arena. In the same year, she released her 5th studio and first English language album, Laundry Service, which included 13 songs, among which Objection and Whenever Wherever were particularly popular. The latter reached 6th place on the Hot 100 in the USA and not only made Shakira famous all over the world, but also became her signature song. Many fans were unhappy that their favorite singer had chosen American pop music over her authentic folk motifs. Nevertheless, the album received many awards and with more than 20 million copies sold, has become the most successful in her career and remains so to this day. At the end of 2002, the singer went on an international tour for 6 months, during which she gave more than 60 concerts in different parts of the world and managed to earn about $72 million. At the end of the tour, a live album, Live and Off the Record, was released, which reached number 1 on the Top Music Videos chart in 2004. In 2005, Shakira released her sixth album, Fiación Oral Volume 1, in Spanish. The album reached platinum status 11 times and won 15 awards, including the next Grammy. It has also become commercially successful. For example, in Mexico, the entire stock was sold out on the first day. Among the 12 tracks of the album, the most successful track was the passionate duet with Spanish singer Alejandro Sanz, La Tortura. In the same year, the singer's seventh album, Oral Fixation, Volume 2, came out, a continuation of the previous one, which included songs only in English. The album failed to achieve great success in the US, but the single Hips Don't Lie, featuring Wyclef Jean, was a smash hit, becoming the best-selling single in the last 10 years.
Oh, baby, when you talk like that, you make a woman go mad.
In 2006, Shakira went on to a concert tour that lasted more than a year and became the longest and most expensive in her career. The singer gave 116 concerts in 37 countries around the world. In 2007, the artist recorded a duet with Beyoncé, Beautiful Liar, which set a Billboard Hot 100 chart record. The single skyrocketed from 94th to 3rd place, which at that time was the biggest climb in the chart's history. At the beginning of 2008, Shakira ended up in 4th place in Forbes' ranking of the highest paid performers. A few months later, she signed a 10-year contract for $300 million with Live Nation, the largest concert organizer. The following year, Shakira starred in the TV series Ugly Betty, where she played herself. She also released her 8th studio album, She-Wolf, in which the single with the same name reached the top of the Latin American charts and achieved worldwide success. At the same time, it became known that the singer's personal life wasn't as smooth. And after 11 years of being in a relationship with Antonio, they broke up by mutual consent. During this whole time, the couple wasn't officially married. In many interviews, the girl has repeatedly stated that a piece of paper is not important to her. However, according to some reports, Shakira wasn't satisfied with the marriage contract, which her lover's father demanded her to sign. The concerns were not unfounded, because a few years after the breakup, Antonio sued the singer with a demand to pay $100 million compensation for his contribution to her music career. Fortunately, the court rejected the claim of the pop diva's ex-boyfriend. In 2010, Shakira launched her perfume line with 3 fragrances, S by Shakira, Dance, and Love Rock. And in the same year, the Colombian was honored to record the official song for the FIFA World Cup in South Africa. The groovy track, Waka Waka, was successful and reached the top 20 in the world charts.
This is Africa. Waka waka,
On the set of the video, the girl met the Barcelona defender Gerard Piqué, who fell in love with her. They were able to see each other for the second time only during a festive dinner in honor of the winning team. Piqué admitted that he won the championship not only for the title, but also for the sake of seeing the pop diva again. That's when the relationship started, but it became public only a year later. Interestingly, the lovers were born on the same day. Only Shakira is 10 years older than her partner. In the fall of 2010, the singer presented her 9th studio album, Sale el Sol, after which she went on an international tour. The song Loca was received the best by the fans.
and I'm crazy, but you make it. Loca, loca, loca.
In 2012, Shakira took part in the American show The Voice, replacing Christina Aguilera in the mentor's chair. With her appearance, the ratings of the show significantly increased, and the pop diva earned $12 million for her participation. Meanwhile, the artist's relationship with Piqué reached a new level. In 2012, Shakira moved in with her lover in Barcelona, and a year later gave birth to their son Milan. Family life made changes to the singer's music career. Due to the birth of a child, the release of her 10th album, Shakira, on which she began working in 2011, was postponed to 2014. One of the album's songs was reworked for the FIFA World Cup. and the track La La La, performed together with Carlina Brown, became the second anthem of the World Cup.
How dare you?
In 2015, Shakira gave birth to her second son, Sasha, and the following year, she voiced the gazelle in the cartoon Zootopia. Initially, her character looked a little different, but at Shakira's request, the gazelle's hips were enlarged. In 2017, the singer's 11th album, El Dorado, was released, the main hit of which was the track Chantaje, featuring Colombian singer Maluma. The record brought Shakira the third Grammy Award, which made her the only Latin American artist to achieve such results. In 2018, the singer went on a world tour, and in 2020, together with Jennifer Lopez, she performed at halftime of the Super Bowl, to which 103 million people tuned in. Today, the singer continues to make music and is working on another album. Recently, she presented the single Don't You Worry with Black Eyed Peas and David Guetta.
Gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright.
It also became known that in June of this year, the pop diva broke up with her spouse and they're now fighting for custody of the children. According to some reports, the reason was the numerous infidelities of the soccer player. Soon, Shakira plans to return to the USA. As of today, the pop diva's fortune is estimated at $300 million, which she earned through music, TV projects, and advertising contracts. Shakira appeared in advertisements for brands such as Pepsi, Activia, Pandora, Oral-B, Nokia, Sony Ericsson, Angry Birds Game, and many others. And last year, she sold the publishing rights to 145 of her songs to a British investment company. According to some reports, the transaction amount exceeds $100 million. The singer owns expensive real estate in different parts of the world. In 2012, together with Piqué, she bought a house in Barcelona for $5.8 million, where the star couple lived with their children. Orange trees grow on the terrace, and the house has several bedrooms, a living room, and a library. Before meeting the soccer player, Shakira lived in Miami. The singer bought the Snow White Villa back in 2001. A building with an area of about 8,600 square feet has a spacious kitchen and living room, 6 bedrooms, and a room for rewards. Outside, there is a terrace with a bar and a huge swimming pool. A few years ago, the singer put their property up for sale for $11 million. In addition, Shakira owns a house in Colombia, a villa in Cyprus, as well as the island of Bons Cay in the Bahamas. The latter was bought together with her friends in 2005 for $16 million. A resort area was supposed to be built on the site, but the business plan, the cost of which is approximately $485 million, has not yet been implemented. The pop diva also owns a collection of cars, including Audi A7 Sportback, Mercedes-Benz SLK 250, Tesla Model S, BMW X6, Audi Q7, and Mercedes-Benz SL 550 for $115,000. It is known that Shakira also owns a private jet. The singer spends a significant share of her fortune on charity. Back in the late 1990s, she founded a charity foundation where she sends 50% of her payouts to help orphans and poor families. One time, Shakira starred in a champagne commercial, and all of the $660,000 earned, she gave to the construction of 2 schools in Colombia and Haiti. She is also a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador, and last year, together with Prince William, released the documentary, The Earthshot Prize, Repairing Our Planet. In 2011, Shakira received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and in 2013, she appeared in the ranking of the most influential women in the world. Barbie dolls were produced in her image, and a metal statue was erected in her native Colombia in honor of the pop diva. All of this suggests that Shakira managed not only to achieve commercial success in her music career, but also earn the love of millions. Do you like the Colombian singer?
How Michael Douglas lives and how much he earns. Michael Kirk Douglas was born on September 25, 1944, in the young acting family of Kirk Douglas and Diana Dill. The boy was born in New Brunswick, New Jersey, but soon the family moved to New York. 2.5 years later, Michael had a younger brother, Joel. The family lived in a one-room apartment in the Greenwich Village area. Right now, our hero is called the heir to the show business's royal dynasty, but back then, his parents were just starting their careers. Kirk spent most of his time in California filming under a studio contract, and his marriage with Diana couldn't withstand it. Michael's parents divorced when he was 6 years old, and he stayed with his mother. 7 years later, she remarried. Stepfather became the first adult Michael could talk to about anything, and thanks to whom the young man felt confident for the first time. But at school, none of the teachers could restrain his violent temperament. Even though Michael studied well, he skipped classes and talked back to the teachers. For some time, the young man worked at a mobile gas station. Some days he was an employee of the month, and other days he would track cars and steal spare parts from them with his friends. In addition to his stepfather, the authority for Douglas Jr. was his father, who managed to become a movie icon for the whole of America. Michael was so impressed by Kirk's films and the time spent with him on the set during the summer holidays that he also wanted to become an actor. He often asked his father which doors to knock on to break into Hollywood, but he was categorically against his son's choice of profession. However, when Michael enrolled at the University of California as a dramatic arts major and played in theatrical productions, Kirk came to his son's every performance, no matter how busy he was. At university, Douglas became friends with Danny DeVito, who later became his flatmate. They rented an apartment in New York for $150 a month. At the same time, the young man earned a living by delivering coffee at the cinema and working behind the scenes. Nevertheless, Kirk contributed to the beginning of his son's acting career. Together, they starred in and produced the 1966 film Cast a Giant Shadow. The following roles came only several years later. In the late 60s, early 70s, Douglas starred in several TV series and films such as Hail Hero and Summer Tree. On the set, the young man met a young promising actress, Brenda Vaccaro. The couple was inseparable for 6 years, living like hippies and vowing eternal love to each other. Michael calls this time the most wonderful in his life. But the relationship ended abruptly. Brenda just got in the car and left. The young actor's first significant work was the role of an inspector in the TV series The Streets of San Francisco, which he received in 1972 and played for 5 years.
I've got 2 eyewitnesses.
What did they see?
Police brutality.
Oh, come on now. Joe Landers? Look, he may be a little hard-nosed, but he never manhandled anybody. I don't buy that. All right, did they see the gun go off?
Not who was holding it, no.
His partner on the set was Kirk Douglas' friend Carl Malden. He called Michael the son he never had and insisted on his participation in the project. Interestingly, even after moving to Hollywood, Michael continued to pay his part of the rent while DeVito remained in New York. Also in 1972, our hero appeared in the films When Michael Calls and Napoleon and Samantha. The latter has become a classic of American children's films. Later, Douglas was caught up with the work behind the scenes. He directed one of the episodes of Streets of San Francisco and began working on the film adaptation of Ken Kesey's novel One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. The rights to the film adaptation belonged to Kirk, but he abandoned the hope of implementing the project, so he handed them over to his son. The film surpassed all expectations, winning 5 Oscars and bringing fabulous profits to the Douglas dynasty. Since then, our hero has acted as a producer in many films in which he starred. In 1977, Michael married the daughter of an Australian diplomat, Deandra Luker, and a year later they had a son, Cameron. According to both spouses, their life together was like a volcano. It subsided for a while, then erupted with terrible force. And there were a lot of infidelities. Deandra said in an interview that she once caught her husband with her friend, but each time she forgave him. In 1978, the thriller The China Syndrome was released. Douglas's payout in which amounted to $262,000. For his next film, the sports drama Running, Michael trained a lot and ran about 55 miles a week. In addition, he stopped smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day and lost almost 13 pounds. Then, the movie It's My Turn came out, but a successful career had to be put on pause for several years. In 1980, Douglas was seriously injured at a ski resort and returned to the screens only in 1983 with the crime thriller The Star Chamber. It didn't become widely known, unlike his next work, the adventure film Romancing the Stone. Michael, who also became the producer, bought the script for $250,000. And as a result, the box office around the world exceeded $85 million.
Oh, God damn it, what a ride, huh? I'm telling you, this has turned out to be one hell of a morning.
Equally successful was the sequel titled The Jewel of the Nile in 1985, although Douglas took part in the sequel without much desire. Soon, the musical A Chorus Line was released on the screens, and in 1987, the world saw two hits at once, Fatal Attraction and Wall Street. For the former, Douglas received $13 million, and for the later, 2 major film awards, a Golden Globe and an Oscar. In addition, the role of the stock market shark and concurrently the main villain ironically inspired many people to make a career in economics and the stock market. In 1989, Michael presented to the audience the crime thriller Black Rain and the comedy The War of the Roses. In the latter, he worked with his friend Danny DeVito. Then he produced several films, including the action movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme, Double Impact, and starred in the military drama Shining Through. But the absolute hit of 1992 was the thriller Basic Instinct, for which Douglas received $15 million.
My sex life's actually pretty shitty since I stopped seeing you. Started developing calluses.
According to Michael, shooting the sex scene with Sharon Stone was torture because they had to repeat the choreography for 10 hours of the shooting day for 5 days in a row. In addition, the actor forbade shooting himself naked from the front. By the way, he performed almost all the car stunts on his own. The role of the detective from Basic Instinct became one of the brightest in Douglas's career. But he didn't get stuck in one role. In the next movie, Falling Down, he appeared in the image of an average guy who cannot stand the injustice of the world. To participate in the project, Michael canceled a family vacation and later called this role his favorite. Then, the actor added several roles to his filmography in the films Disclosure with a payout of $12 million and American President. While working on the latter, Douglas discovered a distant relationship to U.S. President Richard Nixon and both Bush, and the payout amounted to $15 million. His intuition for hits didn't let the actor and producer down. Each of his next projects was a great success. For example, the adventure film The Ghost and the Darkness and the thrillers A Perfect Murder and The Game, for each of which Michael received $20 million.
Oh, no, you've got to be kidding.
What is happening?
This is what I was trying to explain to you. This is a game.
Meanwhile, big changes were taking place in his personal life. Since the mid-90s, their marriage with Deandra was a conformity, and they just couldn't agree on the terms of the divorce. Even the marriage contract didn't make the task easier because Deandra wanted to increase the amount of compensation and Michael wanted to reduce it. At the same time, he was invested in a new relationship. In 1998, at the screening of The Mask of Zorro, he saw Catherine Zeta-Jones and was so fascinated by her that he immediately declared his desire to become the father of her children. Later, the actress would admit that she immediately fell in love with him, but didn't want to have an affair with the taken man. However, 6 months after they met, they would spend hours on the phone talking about everything in the world. After that, the relationship developed rapidly. On New Year's Eve of 1999, Catherine was already pregnant, and Michael offered his beloved a long-prepared ring with a 10-carat diamond surrounded by 28 smaller stones. Its cost is estimated from $1 to $2 million. The actor's first wife then, without sarcasm, told reporters that he would have to change his religion to one where polygamy is allowed. But Douglas was already ready to agree to all Deandra's conditions. So in 2000, he paid her $45 million and left her a mansion in Beverly Hills, as well as half of the estate in Majorca. By the way, Michael tried several times to find a buyer for his luxury property, but since the ex-wife remained the co-owner, he took it off the market. In August of the same year, Catherine gave birth to their first child, Dylan Michael, and in November, they had a gorgeous wedding of the year, which cost the actor $2 million. However, $1 million was covered because the magazine OK paid for an exclusive photos from the magnificent celebration. Interestingly, Michael and Catherine were born on the same day with a difference of 25 years. Personal affairs didn't prevent Douglas from actively acting and producing. So, in the same year 2000, he presented the movie Wonder Boys and together with his young wife appeared in the thriller Traffic. These two projects brought our hero $15 million. This was followed by the films One Night at Nicole's, Don't Say a Word, The In-Laws, and It Runs in the Family. The latter involved representatives of 3 generations of the Douglas family, Kirk and Diana, their son Michael, and grandson Cameron. In 2003, the family of Michael and Catherine welcomed their daughter Caraceta. After her birth, the celebrities moved to Bermuda, where our hero's mother is from. For more than 10 years, the couple lived in a quiet life, leaving only for filming, and the children didn't even know what their parents were doing. Their daughter recalled that as a child, she was sure that the main occupation of her dad's life was to bake pancakes for breakfast and please mom. The couple still owns this cozy nest, although they tried to sell it in 2019 for $10.6 million but changed their minds. After a short break in his creative activity, Douglas returned to the screens in 2006 with the films The Sentinel, You, Me and Dupree, and a year later presented the comedy drama King of California. Then came the movies Ghosts of Girlfriends Past, Beyond a Reasonable Doubt, Solitary Man, and the continuation of the 1987 drama Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps.
You're the ninja generation. No income, no job, no assets. You got a lot to look forward to.
A busy period in his career again coincided with the vicissitudes of private life. His eldest son Cameron was a drug addict, and our hero had to forbid him to approach his family. In 2009, Cameron was accused of smuggling, which led him behind bars. By the way, Michael himself also suffered from addiction and in the 90s received treatment in a rehab clinic. His son also managed to get over a dangerous addiction, and Catherine Zeta-Jones at that difficult time became a real support for the family. But soon, another misfortune struck them. In 2010, Michael was diagnosed with laryngeal cancer. Catherine did everything to help her husband heal, but soon she couldn't stand the stress, and she started showing signs of bipolar disorder. Her periods of incredible activity were replaced by the deepest depression, and Michael didn't take his wife's problems seriously at all. These events almost put an end to their union, and they seriously talked about divorce, but still managed to make up. In 2012 to 2014, such films as Haywire and So It Goes, Beyond the Reach, and the biographical drama Behind the Candelabra were released. In the latter, the actor played the legend of American show business pianist and entertainer Liberace. And this role became a real gift for him after his illness. He trained for a long time, recreating the voice of his character and studied his piano playing technique. Also during this period, the actor starred in the comedy drama Las Vegas, along with Robert De Niro and Morgan Freeman.
It's just winding up a little too fast, and I'm feeling old and alone.
In 2015, Michael joined the Marvel Cinematic Universe playing the role of Hank Pym in the movie Ant-Man. He appeared in the same image in other projects, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Avengers Endgame, and the animated series What If. In addition, during the period, the actor starred in the action movie Unlocked, the thriller Animal World, took part in the voiceover of the children's series Green Eggs and Ham, and presented the series The Kominsky Method. For this comedic role, which is rare for him, Douglas received another Golden Globe.
Why?
It is fine.
Which is what I said.
No, you said it with an attitude, and you said, fine.
Forgive me. Fine.
Jesus, let's just order.
Fine.
In addition, our hero worked as a producer on the prequel to One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. The series rashade about a psychiatric hospital nurse. At the end of 2018, Michael Douglas's star was unveiled on the Hollywood Walk, dedicated to the 50th anniversary of his career. The actor admits that only work helps him keep in shape and to be fit, and he has a lot of projects. In February 2023, the premiere of the fantastic action movie Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania took place, where Douglas again played Hank Pym. The filming of the series, Franklin, about American President Benjamin Franklin, has already begun, and work is underway on a historical series about the relationship between 2 other presidents, Reagan and Gorbachev. Neither age nor illness affected Douglas's intelligence, and he was still surprising others with his ability to instantly remember the names of people he sees for the first time, and to notice the slightest nuances that distinguish the manner of the interlocutor's behavior. He loves golf and Formula One, and also does a lot of charity work. As the UN peace envoy, he is on a mission to draw the world's attention to nuclear disarmament and the protection of human rights. Philanthropy Douglas's family affair. Through the registered fund, they send money to various organizations. The entire inheritance from Kirk Douglas of $61 million was also sent to a charity, especially since Michael's fortune greatly exceeds his father's capital. It is estimated at $350 million earned as an actor and producer. In addition, Douglas invests. However, after the 2008 crisis, when he lost about 35 to 40% of his fortune, Michael became more conservative in investments. Douglas owns a valuable real estate portfolio with assets all over the world, which he gradually sells for his own benefit. He owned a plot of land with an area of more than 12 acres in Westchester County, New York, which he bought in 2015 for $11.3 million and sold in 2019 for $20.5 million. Around the same time, he and Catherine paid only $4.5 million for a house in the wealthy suburb of Irvington in New York State. The 3-story Georgian mansion has 8 bedrooms, 12 bathrooms, several living rooms and dining rooms, an indoor swimming pool, and a picturesque view of the Hudson River. Douglas and his wife also own a large apartment in New York City overlooking Central Park. The 15-room penthouse includes a master bedroom and a cozy library. In 2021, the property was put up for sale, but apparently hasn't found its buyer yet. The actor can rarely be seen in commercial advertising. The exception is the German electronic stock trading company Comdirect. But the most interesting one is the 60-second video for the FBI in which Michael appeared as his character from Wall Street. It is known that Douglas owns cars of different brands and times, from vintage to modern, in particular the Mercedes-Benz Army Type car and the Toyota Prius. Now, the Douglas acting dynasty is continued by Michael's eldest son, Cameron. But so far, his films haven't enjoyed great success. And which movie with this actor do you like the most?
Okay. 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 Okay.
If you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything interesting.